Hey, what's up guys? Simone here. A few days ago, I broke down IM8, David Beckham supplement brand, and I told you exactly what I fixed if they came to me as a client. I mainly explained how confusing their offer was and how messy their ad strategy looked compared to how good their product and social proof actually are. Today, I want to show you the other side of the same argument and break down one of the biggest e-commerce brands in this space, AG1, formerly known as Athletic Greens. AG1 is one of the biggest, most profitable brands in the world right now. And what's interesting is that a lot of what I said IM8 should be implementing, AG1 is already doing, making real money doing it. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what AG1 does better, why it works, and because no brand is perfect, a few things I still do different if they were my client. Quick reminder for everyone new here, I spent the last 5 years building and scaling my own e-commerce brands to multiple six figures, and I've reviewed hundreds of stores the same way I'm about to review this one. Website, offer, ads, all as one connected system. Okay guys, I want to start this video by giving you a quick context on AG1 as a business. Then I'm going to analyze three sections as always: the website and how they build trust, the offer and how they structure the purchase, and finally the ads, where I think this brand is genuinely operating on a different level. And at the end, I'll come back to that IM8 comparison, because watching the two brands back to back teaches you more than either video does on its own. So AG1 is a daily supplement, specifically a greens and multivitamin powder that you mix with water once a day, and they position it around energy, digestion, and immune support. With one scoop, you can replace 5 or 6 separate supplements. Now, here's why I picked this brand specifically. AG1 became very well known thanks to big podcasters that were sponsoring the product in their videos. So they went from about 160 million in 2021 to roughly 600 million last year, with 80 to 90% of that coming just from recurring subscription. They have over 1 million active subscribers, and they only recently started expanding into retail, so Target, Walmart, Costco, and so on. But here's the detail I actually want you to lock in before we open the website. For most of the growth, this entire business was built on one single product, so one SKU. Not 3 different stacks, not 5 flavors, just one single product. Now, let's open the website, and I want to start by addressing something I already think can be an issue for the customer journey strategy. Someone probably just saw one of the ads and was redirected to this page. The first thing they see is this head promotion over here. Now, let's think about this for a second. They show people ads where they talk about their supplement, what it does for the audience, maybe what pain point it solves. And then as soon as this potential customer lands on the website, the first thing they see is a message about a head. The actual hero headline on this page is, "The morning person head is back. You asked a lot." Now, let's analyze this for a second. I actually like that instead of a generic new arrival headline, they are leaning on the fact that customers have been asking for this head to come back. Now, it might look strange, but that's quite a flex, because it basically tells a new visitor that, without saying it directly, that there's an existing customer base who cares enough about this brand to ask for merchandising back. And that's a real community signal. However, what I think is that a person landing on this page for the first time wants to understand what this product is, why it can solve their problems, and how it will solve it for them. So if AG1 was my client, that's the first thing I would fix. Matching the very first thing someone sees on the website to the exact reason why they clicked on the ad. Now, let's scroll down for a second before we analyze the offer. They segmented the exact same product into different benefit angles. They have sustained energy, immune defense, regular digestion, stress, and so on. This is the same move I praised IM8 for on their homepage. They use one product with multiple different angles, which means multiple avatars they can market to. The difference between the two brands, though, is the way they create their advertising strategy. And in 1 minute, I'll show you how well AG1 actually turns each of these angles into a separate ad compared to IM8 that had no strategy whatsoever and was just wasting the valuable assets that they have. In the next section, Morning People, we find short video testimonials from recognizable names, but notice who they picked. It's not just athletes. They have a cookbook author, they have a makeup artist, and this is a deliberate broadening of who this product is for. It's not just performance guys, athletes, but it's anyone building a morning routine. That's a smart positioning choice because it delivers the message of if a regular person like me uses this every day, so can you. This is a good way that they get access to a very broad audience that can become a subscribing customer. Then we have a 4-step visual. So we have scoop, water, shake, and drink. That's simple, and it removes any how do I actually use this product friction in just about two seconds of scrolling. It's a small thing, but it costs them nothing, and it kills a real objection before it's even formed. Now, this is the next part I think AG1 really separates itself. We have Sir Lewis Hamilton, 7-time Formula One world champion, and right next to him, we can see Andrew Huberman. If you guys don't know who that is, he's a neuroscientist with one of the biggest health and science podcasts in the world. And his audience trusts him specifically because he's become famous after being a guest on Joe Rogan's podcast, talking about healthy habits. That's a completely different kind of proof rather than an athlete endorsement. Because this is a science credibility signal. And it's aimed at the skeptical buyer who doesn't care how many trophies you won. They only care whether this is actually healthy for them and if it gives them the results they're looking for. Now, as we scroll down, we find a full trust module where they show third-party testing. And then as we keep going down, we see real doctors with real credentials, real university affiliations, and with bios explaining exactly who they are and why their opinion is valuable. If we keep going, we find the FAQ. Notice how well they use this section, not only to answer generic questions, but to show more social proof, targeting specific audiences so that the person can identify with one of those categories and believe that the product is designed specifically for them. And then we have one of the questions specifically, what product does AG1 replace? They take advantage of it and they show the unique mechanism of the product and how this product can simplify their life and make their daily routine easier. Then, just right before the final CTA, they repeat the entire value stack one more time. Basically, they say every 30 days to your door, save up to 40%, free extras again, cancel anytime, and guarantee once again. Just right before they ask you to buy, they just show you exactly why you should buy, and they remove any kind of friction. All right, now let's talk about the actual offer, because this is where I think AG1 is doing exactly what I suggested IM8 should do. There are 3 clear options, one on top of the other. Single subscription for 87 euros, and it's tagged as the most popular. Then we have the double subscription, where it says best value, where you save the most money. And then finally, we have the one-time purchase. And the one-time purchase is sitting right there clearly, and it's full price. Now, here's why this matters. I mean, the one-time option is not hidden. It's not 3 clicks away. It's not in smaller text. It's right there as a real choice. However, the subscription offer here wins anyway. And not because it's the only visible option like it was for IM8, if you guys remember, but because it comes stacked with free gifts like free vitamin D3 and K2, free travel packs, free welcome kit, free delivery, and so on. Now, the customer does the math in about 5 seconds, and the subscription here just makes more sense. And that is precisely the fix I laid out for IM8. Just let the subscription win on real and escalating value instead of just tricking the customer, making the one-time option difficult to find. And I think AG1 is doing this exactly the right way. Now, right under the offer, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, as you guys can see here. 30 days money-back guarantee. And they also have flexible subscription. So this way they highlight the risk reversal. And once again, they reduce the friction to click on the buy button and convince the customer to buy this product. Now, one thing that I really, really like is this, your 30-day AG1 journey. Why do I like it so much? As you guys can see here, they show you day 1 to 7, day 8 to 14, and so on, mapping out exactly what you should expect to feel and when while consuming this product. So why is this smart? This is smart for a completely different reason. It manages the expectations before the sales, which means fewer people will cancel the subscription in week 2 because nothing has happened yet. Because they tell you exactly what you should expect over the period of 30 days. So before you make any decision, you will wait 30 days. And that's a retention decision disguised as a landing page section. Now, this is the section where I think the gap between AG1 and brands like IM8 is the biggest. I mean, look at this number of active ads. It's close to 970 active ads running right now. A lot of these ads are also flagged as this has multiple versions, or 3 ads use this creative and text, meaning they're not just running ads, they're actually testing and using the same creatives in different ad sets, meaning that these ones are winning creatives that they're doubling down on and using to scale their campaigns. The first ad I want to show you is this one with Hugh Jackman. So very simple copy text, just 75 plus high quality ingredients, blah, blah, blah. And now look at the video.
Think about all the stuff AG1 replaces. It's a no-brainer. In fact, I tell my neighbors all the time, you don't need pills for this, powders for that, when you can get it all in one scoop first thing every morning before you crack an egg or break a leg. Yeah, we've heard that a few times.
So the first angle, it's a celebrity, but notice who they picked. This guy is Hugh Jackman, so not another athlete, but in this case an actor, with a completely different audience segment. They do this to diversify who's vouching for this product. So this way they can attract different audiences coming from different backgrounds. The first line in this ad mentions a specific angle they want to test, and it's the fact that this product on its own replaces 75 other supplements. Now, this shows how complete the product is and how they can make their daily routine simpler, easier, and more efficient time and money-wise. So very specific, very clear, very simple, with a very famous person. Okay. Now, the second creative I want to show you is this one, the science angle. So ready to upgrade your health routine. Most supplements are backed by science. AG1 Next Gen is. This formula is clinically shown to support gut health and fill common nutrients gaps in one powerful scoop. Now, the message they're trying to deliver here is most supplements are not backed by science, whereas AG1 is. That's a direct call out to the exact skeptical buyer we talked about earlier with the Huberman placement. Same buyer, same objection. They now turn it into an ad hook instead of a page section. So whoever clicks on this ad and then finds David Huberman saying the same things on the page, on the website, they're going to feel that the message is coherent, that we carried over the same message from the ad to the page. So they feel like, I want to buy this product because this is exactly what I was looking for, and I found exactly the same answer on the website. So it just gives me more context and it tells me why I should buy. Now, lastly, I want to show you the everyday creator angle. This is a typical UGC video of M. Miller filming normal life footage. I really like this format because from my experience is one of the most, if not the most successful format in e-commerce. Basically, there's an everyday person talking about her problem and showing how AG1 finally solved it. Now, I want to show you the video so you guys have an idea and an understanding of what it looks like. And then I'm going to tell you what she's doing really, really well in delivering the message.
Here's what nobody tells you about being on a GLP-1. Sure, I was losing weight, but my energy was practically zero, and I just felt so weak. So let's talk about it. When you're eating less, building muscle is extremely difficult. And what's really scary, and something that I did not realize, is that when you're not getting enough nutrients, your body starts to break down your muscle to make up for it. Like, guys, I was losing weight, but I was also losing muscle at the same time. Okay, but then I started AG1 Pro, and it is built specifically for this. It has creatine and CAH&B to help maintain lean muscle mass and support muscle recovery. Zinc, carnosine to support your gut, and 80 plus vitamins and minerals to help fill the nutrient gaps. You don't have to lose muscle to lose weight. This is something that genuinely helped me, and it can help you too. Get a free welcome kit with your first subscription order. You won't regret it.
Okay, guys, so I think she does a really great job here of starting with a great hook using a negative messaging. Like, this is what nobody tells you. This way, she creates curiosity in the viewer so that they keep watching the video. Then after that, she mentions one specific problem she had. She was losing weight, but she was feeling weak. She had no energy. And she mentioned a product from a competitor showing how she tried an alternative and it didn't work. Now, she was losing weight, but she was also losing muscles. Then she tried AG1 and she finally managed to lose the weight, but also to keep the muscles. And she was able to get all the nutrients she needed. Then in the end, she closes with a CTA that sounds organic, saying the product really worked for me and I now suggest the product to other people. And she mentions the free gift that they get if they get a subscription, pushing the audience again to buy the best option for the brand, which is the subscription. I would say this is a playbook video, and if I had to bet, this is probably one of the best performing creatives because it builds trust, it builds social proof, and it's also very informative about the product, telling what it is and what specific problem it solves. So here's my honest take, guys. Putting all these sections together, I think there are 3 things that they're doing really, really well, and I would not change for any reason. One is the offer. They have one clear hero product. They have 3 visible pricing options, and I think the subscription here wins through real value that they add instead of just hiding the alternative of the one-time purchase. Number 2, the trust tag. So I think they have celebrity authority, everyday creator authority, real name scientific authority, and each one of them serves 3 completely different types of buyers. Now, number 3, the ad system. They have close to 1,000 live ads. They have genuinely different angles and formats and with different versions. This is the exact creative testing roadmap. Now, talking about what I would change, even though I think this brand is doing pretty much everything very well, I would still give my opinion on something I would improve. First of all, I will match the hero of the page to the actual reason someone clicked on it. Instead of leading with a head promo that confuses the potential customer, I would rather mention a specific pain point that the product solves. So basically, I can mention the 75 supplements in one, sustain energy, immune defense, athletic performance, stress management. And second, I fix the gap between their best ad and their website. What do I mean by that? If you remember the last video we watched with M. Miller, she talks about losing weight without losing muscles. This is probably their best performing creative. But if you go back to the homepage, if you click on the ad and you land on the product page, the whole angle is just gone. There's no mention of body compositions or muscles anywhere. So imagine someone watches this ad, they click on the video, they feel understood, they click, they land on the landing page, and all of a sudden on this page, they don't see anything that brings up this problem ever again. If AG1 was my client, I would build the product page reflecting this pain point so that the ad actually leads somewhere that keeps the story going. And then number 3, I would protect the simplicity that built this brand in the first place, and they start adding more products to the lineup because the complexity is the number 1 thing I change about IM8. And the last point is exactly why I wanted to put these 2 videos side by side. If you haven't seen it yet, I broke down IM8 a few days ago. Same category, same kind of celebrity back launch, but a completely different set of decision on the offer and the ads. Watching that video right after this one is honestly the fastest way to actually understand what I mean by the offer decides whether the ads even have a chance to work. I'll drop it right here on the screen so you guys can go watch it next. Let me know in the comments if this video was useful, and if there's a brand you want me to break down next, drop it below. Now, if you've got your own e-commerce brand and you're not sure why it's not converting the way it should, there's a link below to DM me on Instagram and apply to work with me directly. I'll go through your website, your offer, and your ads the same way I just did here, and I will hand you back a specific plan for your actual store. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.